Today we are dealing with the second section of the observant life, starting with page 251. We're going to be starting to talk about today about bar and bat mitzvah, and then go on from there. Bar means son, bat means daughter, bar mitzvah means son of a mitzvah, bat means daughter of a mitzvah. It is an allegory, meaning when someone becomes bar or bat mitzvah, they are responsible to do the mitzvahs. Up until that time, they are not held accountable for doing or not doing the mitzvahs. So somebody who is 10 years old, a minor, is not responsible to do God's commandments, all 613 of them. However, once they become bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, they are responsible. So the ceremony of bar and bat mitzvah, that celebration, is nothing more than arrival at a point in time when that young man or that young woman is responsible to fulfill God's commandments. Up until that time, the responsibility is minimal. We're supposed to teach them, we're supposed to educate them so that when they arrive at the age, they know what they're doing, which is why the idea of chinuch, which is Jewish education, is so critical, so that when they arrive at that age, they've already got a foreshadowing, an understanding of what it is that they are supposed to do Jewishly with their life. Now, there are many people who say that a girl matures more quickly than a boy, so that she would become bat mitzvah at the age of 12 or 12 and a half, some say, whereas a boy who has a more slow maturation process becomes bar mitzvah at 13. Here, we treat boys and girls equally so that we understand that they mature at 13 and then they take on the yoke of the mitzvahs. It's their responsibility post-13 to observe the mitzvot, to pray, to daven, to be part of the minyan, to observe the laws of kashrut, to say blessings, to observe the various mitzvahs of interactions between people, all those things. All that need be done for a bar bat mitzvah, according to our understanding of law, is really just for a child of 13 to be called to the Torah, to say the blessings to the Torah. That is it. Nothing more than that. Now, we ask our kids to do much more than that. However, that's not really demanded. The only thing that is demanded is that they come up and they take their place with their people by having an aliyah. Up until that age, they're not allowed. Once they do, it's a public recognition of the fact that they've come of age. That is bar bat mitzvah. Then, of course, they put on a talit, they put on a kippah, they put on a kippah before, but they put on a talit, and they put on tefillin, and they observe the mitzvahs as appropriate. However, education does not stop then. Jewish education continues. They have to know what to do before that when they get to that level, but Jewish education is lifelong. As the Talmud says, where there is no growth, meaning education, there is death. So we continually educate ourselves. Moving on, what we do is we're going to approach marriage now. Marriage is something that our faith pays a great deal of attention to, between traditionally a man and a woman, that when two people recognize that they want to spend their life together, they enter into a covenant with each other. That covenant is called kiddushin. Kiddushin means, literally, it's from the word kodesh, which is related to the word kiddush, means holiness. That's what marriage is. Marriage is a holy compact between two people. That holy compact is when two people meet each other, decide they want to get married, and they invite God into that union. That's why it's called kiddushin, holiness. Now, the marriage celebration is really broken into two bits. One is called erusin, the other one is called kiddushin. Erusin is the engagement, and the other one is the actual formal marriage itself. For the marriage, there are three things that need to be met in order for a Jewish marriage to take hold. One is there needs to be exchanged an item of value. That we usually interpret as meaning a ring of gold, silver, platinum, whatever. The other one is there needs to be a ketubah. A ketubah is a Jewish marriage document that needs to be signed by two independent witnesses not related to the man or the woman getting married. And the third aspect that needs to be done is at the end of the marriage, it's called yichud. What it is and what it represents is marital connection, that is to say intercourse. That unless those three items are met, there is no such thing as the marriage having been fully consummated. Now, naturally, there were a lot of other things that we do in a marriage, but those are the three items that stem from Talmudic times that need to be satisfied. Some of the other aspects of a marriage that are done today is we have a chuppah. A chuppah is a canopy. It represents a house that the two get married under. Something else that we do at a wedding ceremony is we smash a glass in recognition of the destruction of the first and the second temples, the sadness that is represented by the smashing of the glass at the end of the ceremony, whereupon we shout Mazel Tov. There's also other customs like the bride circling the groom 7 times, taking possession of him. That too is done. There are many other aspects to the Jewish wedding that are satisfied, that need to be satisfied, but those are the essential elements. Before the wedding, the bride and the groom, we encourage strongly to go to a mikveh, to immerse themselves in, to become purified. From all the things that they've done in the past, this is a new beginning. And in that sense, too, many people have the custom of reciting a memorial prayer for the dead before the wedding. In a sense, inviting the dead, to forgive any trespass that we've committed against them, and also to invite them to be present, to give their blessings to the wedding at the same time. And finally, one often fasts before the wedding takes place. This fasting is an expiation of all the sins that we've done so that we enter into the marriage with a sense of cleanliness, a wholeness, a new beginning. Now, there are a couple of other aspects to wedding that I want to talk about with you. One of them is called Yibum. You're going to have to make sure you read these passages, by the way, in the book very carefully. Do not rely solely upon these video messages, but rather read the book carefully too. This is meant to be a review. Yibum is a biblical concept in the Mitzvah, whereby if a woman dies, her husband dies, and she is childless, there is a prerogative of the dead man's brother to marry the widow, to take care of her. And read that section very carefully to make sure that you understand it. Oftentimes we don't observe this anymore in modernity, but it's still important because it's a mitzvah from the Bible that we still remember and recognize. There are a few points I want to make clear to you about conversion too. If a person decides to convert to Judaism, they are called a ger tzedek. Ger meaning convert, tzedek means righteous. That is why we put anybody through the mill, so to speak, who wants to convert to Judaism. They have to not just be a convert, but they have to be a righteous convert. They have to be somebody who's totally, utterly committed to becoming Jewish in order to satisfy the requirement of the law to be called a ger tzedek. Once somebody does convert to Judaism, they cut their ties with the past. Religiously, ethically, this is a new beginning, a new life for them. In that sense, they become bar or bat. Remember, bar means son, bat means daughter. Bar can sometimes be also translated or used as ben. They become bar or ben, bat, Avraham and Sarah. They become the daughter of Abraham and Sarah. Their lineage traces way back to the beginning of Jewish times, and they become a daughter or son of Abraham and Sarah. Every Jew goes by that patronym when they're called to the Torah. So the Hebrew name, and then the son or daughter of so-and-so is very important. And somebody who does convert goes to the mikveh, and they immerse themselves 3 times, saying a blessing, again, abrogating all ties that they have to the religious and ethical past, or whatever it is of the past, and having a total new beginning for them. Read the passages again that are germane to what we've talked about today, and we'll continue on in the 3rd lecture in the near future. Good luck, and make sure you understand everything. If there's nothing understood, listen to this video again, read the germane section.